Hello everyone, this is Tormuse, and today I'm picking up where I left off in Other Waters. Um, yeah, let's just hit continue and dive in, so to speak. 83%, hey, I'm getting close to the end, or close to the completion of the taxonomy side of things anyway. Thanks, Dream Elements. Yeah, someone brought to my attention that the bot in my Discord server, which is supposed to be like informing people about my streams, may not have been I've been doing it properly. Yeah, it's still Well, shoot, that's very strange. It's supposed to be pinging people. I don't think that worked. I don't think it did the thing. I'm gonna have to investigate that later. Well, shoot, whatever. I'm gonna exit Discord now anyway. I'll try to figure out what's going on with that another time. Oh well. Anyway, yeah, where we left off. We just found another one of the ROVs, the rovers, whatever. Like it's written in block capitals every time, ROV, like it's an acronym or something. I don't know what it's supposed to stand for. It hasn't been stated so far, but anyway, the rovers out there found another one and got another uplink that lets us return to a specific place down there. So that's helpful. Yeah, we're gonna dive back into a region where we need to have lots of spare fuel sources. So I'm gonna bring these striped eggs down to there again. So anything else can be used for fuel. Chitin plate, that's only 20%. Bring one of them along, I guess. How about this one? 35%? Sure, bring it along. Got lots of them. Well, I mean, I've got 3 of them. Do want to keep, like, at least a couple of everything in here, I think. This one gives me oxygen, not fuel, right? Yeah. This one gives fuel, right? Yeah. Yeah, because I'm about to dive down into the area which has a lot of. Let's bring another one of these. Let's bring one more. Why not? Yeah, it's those filaments which drain your power. There's a lot of them down there, so I want to have lots of fuel sources, I think. And let's get back to it. I mean, I could also try venturing back over here and see if it'll let me travel there and won't throw me on railway tracks and have Ellery say, "Oh, why are we traipsing around here when we're supposed to be finding out what happened to Mine, and then I'm not moving another step until you get us back on track," and then it just locked out my controls and didn't let me do anything. So yeah, we're kind of stuck on railway tracks for the time being. But yeah, ROV site. There are some samples to collect here, so let's go down there for the science. Oh, yes, and ad break is starting in 2 minutes. Well, 1 minute 53 seconds. Yeah, my hand is still in the cast, as you can see. It's actually supposed to come off tomorrow, or at least I'm getting it X-rayed tomorrow and reassess and decide what to do from there. Although, I mean, I think. Like I'm hoping, like when they took the cast off to X-ray it at the 3-week mark, it's now been 6 weeks since they put the fiberglass cast on. Let's go this way. Yeah, when they took it off at the 3-week mark to X-ray, the specialist said he would go either way regarding like put another cast on or switch over to a splint. But it was still so tender at the time. I was like, not back in the cast. I'm hoping that tomorrow, when this comes off, it won't be so tender anymore, and I'll feel more comfortable with the splint. But like, I don't know. It's been 6 weeks. It's been long enough. Like even if the broken bone is still sore, I might just opt for the splint anyway. Because it's been too long. This thing's been on my wrist I mean I've gone through 3 casts at this point. There's the initial temporary plaster one, and then the switch over to fiberglass cast a few days in, and then another fiberglass cast at the 3-week mark. So yeah, I think it's been this has been immobilized long enough that I don't know if immobilizing it any longer is gonna make any better really. Anyway, what do we got here? Veil passage. As tangles split away from each other, the density of the field starts to thin out. And we move. And ad break is imminent. Instantly. Okay. Move along here. Tangle split. One tangle is split away from another here, moving down the slope away from the field. Alright. We're gonna keep to the left here, and yeah, this is going through the veil. We're gonna get a bit of power drain doing this, but for the sake of my own sanity, as much as I know I might like to follow the path, the way the mapping and navigation works in this, it's better to just tank the damage. It's just so for the sake of my sanity, I don't lose track of where I've gone. So I can just keep to the left and just go all the way down the line here. Anyway, translucent shell, sample candidate. A shell segment gleams among a large number of semi-digested husks. Dumped by the veils, it looks small enough to sample. Here we go. Yep. Tank the power drain. And then we look at what we got here. We've got some kind of animal sample here. Tail segment, a section of shell from a creature with a translucent tail. Okay, so there was is it the lobster-like thing, or is it something else? No more samples to be had, right? Okay. Cool. Well, let's keep hugging the left. Veil clearing, another piece of territory yet to be claimed by the strange patterns of the veil field. Oh, you jerk. I should have been paying closer attention to that guy, I guess. Then the path to the left. Okay, I have to remember there's another path to the right here, but we're going to keep hugging the left. Tangle edge. Here the veils part, looping back towards their fellow tangles. It's him, right? Okay. Move! move, before he zaps my power again. This is why I brought these extra things here, so it's fine. Just replenish some power a bit here. I read this already, right? Yeah. Okay, so this just acts as a connection point with the other path that I've already traveled on. If I rescan, it brings this guy up here. It's a deep water region. Gosh darn it. Let's move away from him. What a jerk. Okay, anyway, yeah, this is just the path that I already traveled up, so let's go back, actually. And let's just go this way instead. Narrow gap. 2 veils that look like they have recently split present a narrow gap in this maze. Okay. 2 veils diverge in yellow wood, or something. Anyway. Okay, keep to the left again. Twisted veils. I am starting to think there is some battle for territory between the veils as they search for the best spots to cast their nets. And again, this just unites with the path that I've traveled before. This is why I have to take whatever path is available to me, because it's going to drive me nuts trying to figure out which ones I have done or not. Otherwise. And Adbrick is finished. Welcome back. Other lights. Among the hypnotic patterns of the veils, other lights move. Pinpricks like LEDs shifting in the loose orbit of an unseen body. pierce the veil again, tank a bit of power drain, replenish a bit of power, and let's check over here. Veil field. From this middle point of the tangle, it is impossible to see beyond the glimmering walls to the ocean beyond. There's another orrery there. Okay, we're gonna travel down here. I'm gonna move there first. I'm gonna read the message after because I just want to get away from the orrery, who keeps wanting to drain my power. Veil clearing. The veils are reaching in towards this point on the ocean floor, like vines seeking the sun. And this one down here. Veil gap. A split in the veils leads into their ornate interior. Navigating this huge tangle will be a struggle. Is that so? Well, let's just rescan just so I can get the little lobster boy appearing again. Anyway. Okay, let's just keep going further south, I guess. Veil field. Away from the outcrops, the veils claim what territory they can. This field is the largest I've seen, wandering away into the deep. Okay, this looks like it's okay. It's still traveling alongside the path that I already went over there. Ovular growth. Sample candidate. These pale pulsing creatures have noticeable growths budding off from their central form. We could sample them here. Is this those ovoid guys again? Didn't we already get the egg from those? I don't know. It's animal tissue. Eggs of some kind. The bud of an egg-shaped creature found in the deep. I think that's a typo. And Carolina was here. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Still doing underwater exploration here. Let's see what's over here. Living outcrop. Tiny creatures crawl silently along the layers of dark rock, leaving behind small, strange marks in the shallow silt piles. And away we go. And what's over here? Is that... Okay, it's just the crab guy. Okay. Shell cup like, etc., etc. Anyway, we'll ignore that guy. Glowing fan. Sample candidate. This fan shimmers with waves of cold fire, bathing the surrounding oasis in warm light. I think that might be a sample I already have, but let's collect it anyway. Except we don't really have much space here. Fan sheath? No. 30% fuel source. Just might as well. So this one and this one are the ones that I just collected. So if I'm going to feed anything into the fuel tank for fueling purposes, it should probably be this guy. There's another path over here. A gap in the tightly knotted veils leads to the welcoming amber light of another oasis. Well, let's head over there. And you just drain my power again. You jerk. It's fine. That's what I brought all this stuff for. So this is 30%. That's 35%. I want to use the inefficient fuel sources first. Because the fan thingy was one that I already scanned before, so it's fine. I can just throw it in there. Let's head down here and just get away from this guy. Didn't read the message. What did it say? Veil edge, like city lights beyond a curtain. I can see the warm pinpricks of an oasis behind this waxy wall, or waxy veil rather. Okay. So this is the path that I went before. Let's head over here. Veil passage. An avenue between the veils. Flickering shapes caught in the suit's lamps suggest other creatures make use of this safe passage too. I will read all the messages, even though it's just like flavor text and stuff. Wow, this diverges a lot. Let's try this one. Veil field. The veils here create a set of gauzy walls, closing off the ocean around. We get another hit to our power level. What's the scouter say about my power level? It's pretty low, actually. Alright, we're gonna feed this guy into the fuel tank now. We're burning through fuel maybe sort of uncomfortably fast, but it's okay. I can, I still have, or at least I should have, yeah, I have the uplink. I can recall myself anytime if need be. So all's well. Let's just head down here. Bright veils. A large tangle of veils stretches out ahead, producing a cyan light that softly flickers in the dark. And down I go. And we scan again. And this just connects up with where I was before. I'll just take a peek over here, see if there are any other branches. Might be, I don't know, I don't remember. I think this is just back to the path that leads to the other thing. There's sample candidates here. There's stuff that I'll reclaim. Well, take a look anyway. I've got the inventory space. If it's this is just oxygen sources. Yeah, these are just seeds. Deep pollen. Yeah, I don't care about that. What about this one? Is this a fuel source? Yeah, fan sheath. That one's a fuel source, and that's worth collecting. Okay, so we're gonna head back up here. We're gonna pierce the veil. And there was a branching path to the right here, which I had not yet explored. Right over here. Translucent shell. Sample candidate. Some creature has shed or lost a segment of its tail shell here. Among the veils, it looks small enough to sample. Didn't I have a tail shell bit for it from the tail segment? Yeah. It's from the from those lobster-like creatures, presumably. Got a gamer chair. Oh, neat. Went to a dentist, continued to play Biomutant and sculpt with refueled clay. More boring to tell than experience. Fair enough. What's Biomutant like? You mentioned it the other day, and I wasn't clear on what that's about. I probably could have looked it up, but I didn't think of it afterward. And I was trying to think, like, do I know a game called Biomutant? I remember a game called Metal Mutant and a game called Bioforge and, I don't know, Bioshock. I don't know, Biomutant? I don't think I've heard of such a game. Anyway, what do we got here? Oh yeah, Translucent Shell, Sample Candidate. Right, I just finished collecting it. So, yeah, let's go up here, I guess. Narrowing passage. The veils are coming together ahead. I hope this gap will remain open long enough for us to pass through. Well, we're gonna tank some power drain on the way there. They clearly want me to go here before coming here, but that's gonna mess up my sense of my navigation senses. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna feed the egg into here. Veil field. Past the drifting sheets, another pattern of light skirts around the edges of the tangle. Mutual predator to the veils, perhaps. Okay, there wasn't much to see. Wasn't anything to see over here. Oh well. Creature remains. Sample candidate. This veil is hung with the husks of its catches, like dark clouds obscuring the starlit sky of its bioluminescence. Alright, let's check that out. Let's grab a sample. Digested remains? Alright. More digested remains? Why not? An unknown creature caught by a veil and partially digested. Okay, well, one of the things we were supposed to find was the, like, food left behind, so there you go. Should I retrace my steps and see if there are any more paths to be found, or should I just recall back to base at this point? Post-apocalyptic third-person hack and slash? Oh, okay, just spotted out of curiosity. Cool, cool, fair enough. I do sometimes find myself in the mood for a hack and slash type of game. Yeah, sometimes, I mean, I don't know how good like hack and slash kind of deals are for streaming, but for the purpose of sometimes like if I'm playing on my own, sometimes I just want something a little more mindless. Than the more like tactical slash thoughtful stuff that I typically play on my streams. Anyway, I'm gonna head back up here, see if there are any more branches that I missed. And there are, so let's see what this is. Twisting passage. Here the walls of veils come in close, turning away from the core of the tangle at strange angles. Okay, still stuff to explore there. I'm gonna keep hugging the left to see, so just don't want to miss anything. Curving walls lead to another gap in the tangle filled with light and movement. And we tank with another hit to our power level there, just so I can get over here. Field clearing. Another clearing in the field surrounded by possible routes both through and past the flickering veils. Yeah, there's another path going all the way here. Okay, I'm gonna just divert away from my path briefly just to avoid the veil for once, and I just want to see. Get an idea for the path of this, the series of white triangles over here. Yeah, because it looks like that particular group of white triangles. Yeah, this is back at the base camp here. This is where the disabled ROV is. Okay, I just wanted to get my bearings mostly. And then there's another path up here. So let's just activate the uplink, request retrieval, head back to base. I want to refuel, scan the stuff that I found, and then I'll resume exploring the last few beacons that I had checked out yet. Surprisingly typical open world fare, kept alive by the ugly designs, wacky quest context, and the names. Cool, cool. Alright. So, yeah, let's just... It's a tail segment. Let's just... Yeah, so the tail segment is a new thing. And these little egg guys are new as well. And the ovoid, but that's a new one as well, wasn't it? Oh, no, it jumped back up here. Where'd it go? I dragged it. They auto stack with ones that are already in there, so I was expecting it to go into a new slot, but then Oh, I guess this one here. What an egg-shaped creature found in the deep. Okay. Digested remains. Okay, that one. Oh, I thought the digested remains were new. Oh, okay. I guess I found digested remains before. And we head over to the lab. Oh, hey. Ellery's over in the observation blister. Anything to be seen there? Sonar system requires crew active. Something's zipping by there. Oh well. Yeah, just curious. Anyway, sample analysis. Any of these have not been scanned yet? Okay, this guy hasn't been scanned yet. The tail segment of the lobster guy. Lab analysis complete. Multiple taxonomy entries updated. And then the egg. Lab analysis complete. Water bulb taxonomy entry updated. Okay, that's what that was from. Which is the water bulb was the ovoid thing, right? Anyway, let's read up on the science. Animalia novi. There are 3 new things here. Anthropelta, jointed shells. Abyssal sail shell, Crustavellum abyssi. Observations. These shelled creatures with their... I think I might have read this one already. I just need to fresh remember which one is this. Is it the sail shell? Oh, this is the lobster guy, right? These shelled creatures with their large translucent tails are surprisingly fast for animals of their kind. Occasionally spotted weaving between veils in the deep, they use this speed as a way of evading the slow-moving tangles. They are also dark in color and small, making them a difficult target for other creatures that might hunt them. They use modified back legs with wide oar-like shapes to both propel themselves and make rapid turns, but most distinctive of all their features is their large translucent tail, which stands like a crest behind them. From my observations, these tails seem to be a form of propulsion for the sail shells, but until I can inspect a fragment of one in more detail, this cannot be confirmed. Behavior comes after finding one of the tails. After finding a segment from a sail shell's tail, it seems obvious these creatures use their tails for propulsion, but rather than flapping them like a flipper, the sail shells use their tails to catch currents and allow the flow of water propel them, I guess, through the deep ocean. Their tails and the rest of their shells are incredibly light, which means that even a mild flow is enough to grant them significant speed. This may also be why they follow the same paths. Their propulsion is best suited to using currents where they can find them, rather than choosing their own route. But why travel back and forth through dangerous veil territory over and over? Perhaps looking at a full sail shell, even a larval one, could help us understand this. Yeah, and we've got there's a bot in chat. Hold on. Just boink, you go bad. Taking 5 hazmat suits to flush a toilet before actually fixing the world? Sure. Whatever you need to do, I suppose. What is going into the toilet that you need 5 hazmat suits for it? Anyway, theories is already done. I think I already got the eggs in the previous stream. After analyzing a clutch of beaded sail shell eggs and inspecting their anatomy, I've started to understand their behavior. Larval, yeah, because I remember reading this. Larval sail shells are already forming modified limbs with thin thread-like whisks on them. These limbs move so fast when the sail shell is swimming, they can't be seen, but in the dormant eggs, they are clearly visible. These whisks would allow the sail shells to feed by catching small larval creatures as well as any other particles or nutrients found in the water. This must be what the sail shells are doing. They follow their carefully selected paths back and forth through the water. It is also likely that the veils attract, trap, and produce tiny particles the sail shells feed on, hence their close proximity. The result for sail shells is a very risky feeding pattern. And then we got a sketch. Okay. He said it was lobster-like. This does not remind me of a lobster, but whatever. Translucent sail plates, shell markings, nutrient sweepers, swimming limbs. And the limbs apparently move too fast to see, but they use them to catch food. Anyway, cool. Sail shell. And what have we got here? Collatata distributed bodies. Water bulb. Okay, this is the ovoid one. I already read the observations and behaviors. What was this one again? ignored by many other life forms. Buds, small growths which suggest they are growing clones of themselves to reproduce. Perhaps by carefully sampling one of these buds we can get a miniature picture of the water bulb's anatomy. And then we got one of them, and analyzing a water bulb bud has provided an important insight into their anatomy. The bulbs themselves are mostly hollow, with only a thin membrane filled with pores separating them and the water around. The interior side of this membrane is iridescent, lined with hexagonal crystals of guanine, producing an effect like the eye shine seen in terrestrial cats, sharks, and other creatures. But on a much larger scale, these crystals reflect light onto the sphere at the center of the bulb, which is in fact a huge and impossibly complex compound eye. This eye can see a broad spectrum. Another typo. A broad spectrum of light, including UV and ultraviolet and infrared, with at least 36 different photoreceptor types. What are these water bulbs observing, and why when they are so passive? Just the thought of their total vision makes me nervous in their presence. So these ovoid things are actually just giant eyeballs, just sitting in the water? How strange. Sketch. Okay, yeah, compound eye. Just like insects like flies, they have they don't have a single eyeball, they have a compound eye, which is like a gajillion tiny eyes stuck together. Transparent windows, thin external membrane, iridescent internal layer, stabilizing lake stump, water bulb eye, layered photoreceptors. Okay, and the other thing I got, Pluricolonia? Colonial systems? Okay, this is the deep orrery. Tentacles, etc. Okay, and then behavior. Having analyzed some tissue from the orrery's agile prey, and these are the guys that keep sucking the power out of my my suit. What's this? Lead poisoning, crystalline green radiation overheated and Arctic areas. Mushroom rain and hyperbole. Mushroom rain. That's a heck of a post-apocalyptic setting. Anyway, we begin to understand their behavior. Unable to match other creatures for speed, orreries seem to rely on the dangers presented by deep sea veils, beside which they are often found. Veils funnel cautious creatures into the orreries' nets, while the orreries themselves don't seem to be affected by the veils and are able to traverse them easily. Perhaps the two have a symbiotic relationship, hunting together in a mutually beneficial manner. Outside of this, orreries appear to be mostly lone hunters, and I have seen no social interactions between individuals. What exactly is an orrery? I would like to understand more about their strange, uneven forms. Perhaps a polyp that had been shed might provide details on their anatomy. And I already got the polyps, I filled out the theories section. Yeah, they're able to shift between different forms and all that. And we've got a sketch. Man, okay, yeah, it was referred to as a complex life where it's got lots of different parts. Medusoid polyp, developing polyp, rows of membranes, developed polyp with electrocyte crest, protopolyp. And that's it. That's all the science we have for the moment. And yeah, sample store. We gotta refill our supply of. We need some more fuel sources. Okay, so this gives 30% to the fuel tank. So let's grab a couple of these. And what about this one? That just gives 25% to the fuel tanks. Let's grab that. How about this guy here? This gives you 30%. Let's bring that along. I think I'm pretty close to done with the section where I require all these extra fuel sources, so this should probably be okay. This should be due. Yeah, there's just one sample left I need to collect. It's the Cold Fire Bather's root. This eastern outcrop appears to be slowly breaking up. It may expose some interesting sample candidates as it does. And down I go. Down, down, down. 1,500 meters deep into the water. And we're gonna head to the right a little bit. Figure out where there's the branch to the right over here. Here it is. Clear water. The tangle is behind us now, leaving only the dark of the deep ocean ahead. Well, I guess we're going in the wrong direction because we're actually going deeper into the tangle here. And gosh darn orrery right there. I'm going to wait till the orrery moves on before I head over here. Tangle gap. The gap between tangles allows passage further down the slope. Okay, it's moving on. Let's go. And Veil waste pile. Sample candidate. Bodies of creatures that were trapped in the veils lie piled in the silt. The veils must pass them here from tangle to tangle. Waste pile? That sounds like a sample I already got. This is going to be the digested remains? Yep. I mean, I'll grab it anyway. Something to feed into the fuel tank. And just a good time for it too, because I'm about to tank some power drain going through the veil again. Mirrored veils. The veils on each side are mimic each other, both in shape and pattern. They're pulsing lights playing a mirror game. And okay, so looks like there aren't any more. I'm gonna head over here just for the sake of going a little further south to see if the path continues further down. Yeah, I don't think there aren't any more white triangles on the side here. Like this just goes straight on through, and out the other side. Yeah, so. So yeah, let's just head over here. Volcanic shelf. A large basalt pillar sits on the shelf. Its dark skin textured by the lights of the nearby tangle. Okay, so there is still a path up there, but I think I want to check out what's down here first. Deep Oasis. Sample candidate. Here we go. The glow of an amber fan and the soft shapes of its petal audience can be seen just behind the black rock. Okay, so we're going to throw the digested remains into the fuel tank so we have some space. Oh, this is just deep pollen. We already got this. Cold fire bathers. Yeah, we were supposed to get the cold fire thingy sample, but I guess it's not to be had here. Glowing fan sample candidate. Shielded from the veils by the basalt pillar, this fan hosts a small colony of petals and their spores speckled across its sheath. Oops. I see the orrery drifting towards me there. Fan sheath, I'll take it. Alright, let's head over here, I guess. Exposed roots, there we go. The petals here have had their roots dug up by some creature. We could take a sample of them here. Yeah, roots. The roots were the thing that I was supposed to be coming here for. It has 30% fuel worth. There it is, petal root, the bulbous roots of deep sea plant life from a glowing oasis. The other still continues up here. Should I like this? I went in a big U-turn here. This doubles back on stuff, and which is gonna cause confusion in my attempts to map this out. So I'm wondering if I should retrace my steps instead. I'm gonna click on it and see where it goes. These glittering veils have formed a close perimeter around the outcrop, but seem to be keeping their distance. Okay, so this didn't really lead anywhere except back where I was before anyway. Lobular growths. At the tip of the shelf, fed by a soft current, these creatures pump moving water around the outcrop. Is this why the veils stay away? Okay, so this just went in a bit of a spiral and closed in on itself. Basalt outcrop. At the far side of the veil field, this outcrop sits silently dappled with warm pockets of life. Hey! Oh wow. Thank you very much for the subscription, Badbot Gaming. 10 months, yay, indeed. Wow. Yeah, thank you for your patronage. That's awesome. I'm continuing to play one-handed games as I still have the cast on. I hope to have this off tomorrow. Tomorrow I very well may be doing a stream with no cast on my wrist for the first time in a month and a half. Christmas? Yeah, well, I mean, tomorrow is Christmas Eve for me. It's still the 23rd here. It's yeah, it's the evening of Tuesday at the moment here in Toronto, Canada. Oh, and I should be paying attention to where I'm going here. I don't like the looks of this guy here. I guess let's just head north. I think. Actually, no. I want it. Gosh darn it! I knew that was coming. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anything down here. Yeah, he drained a bit of my power, but that's fine. I've got plenty to spare. Yeah, this is all explored. I already went here. It's so confusing to navigate this that the 24th. Yeah, that's exactly. That's why I qualified by saying, oh, by the way, it's Tuesday here, because I know you're up there in Australia and you're from the future or something. Do you have flying cars there yet? Yeah. Anyway. I wish I get the lotto numbers. Haha, yeah. Yeah, good plan. Better than the flying car angle, probably. I think it's, yeah, I know what you meant. Okay, so this just heads back here. And here's the disabled ROV again, and my uplink. And okay, so there's only one path. I think this is thoroughly explored. There's only one path left to go. So I'm gonna return home, drop off what I found, do the science. Now that I got the thing, the root of the fan thingies, the fire fan, whatever they called it, petal root. I don't know. Anyway, so that was a new thing I got, and the rest of these are just. Now these guys, like the brine shells, I got a few of them. It looked like when I went, it looked like the path further north was clear of the veil thingy, so probably don't have to worry about fuel sources. I'm gonna take a few of them with me anyway, just in case, on my next journey. But for now, let's Go sample analysis. Okay, so everything is scanned except the one thing I brought back, this guy, the root. Lab analysis complete. Cold fire bathers, taxonomy entry updated. Cool. Let's read about the cold fire bathers, whatever they're called. Punctifolia, poor petals. Cold fire bathers, Sulcultur febris. So theories. The sample we acquired of a bather root network shows the presence of bulbs within their root network. These bulbs appear to be a way of the bathers storing the energy gained from their photosynthesis of the fan's bioluminescent light. Concealed in rocky cracks and the softer silty substrate of the seafloor, they must allow bathers to outlive fans which die off or stop producing light. This suggests that despite appearances, it is not the fans which obtain the bathers, but the other way around. Bathers then, despite appearing like worshippers of the fans, clustered around their bases, create the conditions for the fans to grow within, ensuring themselves a regular supply of light in exchange for oxygen. In a sense, the fans are their captives. Oh, there you go. Symbiotic relationship again. Photosynthetic face, gas-venting stomata, thick anchored stem, pollen-producing stamen, released pollen bubble. And there they are. It's another deep sea plant doing its thing. Is there really enough light coming off of the bioluminescence to facilitate photosynthesis? Like, I think of, when I hear photosynthesis, I think of like what, surface plants do on Earth, like regular green plants. They need sunlight. How can there be enough light 1,500 meters deep? Oh well. Anyway, let's dive back down there again. So, okay. There's supposed to be another thing to the north. Is it? Yeah, because there's talk of an artificial structure. Like, I'm guessing that's this square thing right here, or is there something up here? I'm guessing this is what I was being directed to. I still want to find this guy here. It's annoying me that I wasn't able to get to it. I got railroaded away from it. I could try visiting it again. Let me just because. Oh wait, no, I don't have. Actually, if I'm gonna go this way, I need more sources of oxygen. He's got the whole anoxic, toxic gases around there. Yeah, no, I shouldn't be. Oh, now I've done it. Can't request retrieval. Well, while I'm in the neighborhood, I'll just grab this guy. Oh, now the link's available. I'm gonna grab the sample anyway. I don't know. Should I head over there, or attempt to head over there? Since last time I tried, it wouldn't let me. Where are these guys? Okay, so I've got a bunch of these ones by now. Let's keep 2 of them here, at least. I just want to see if it'll let me go down to that, I'm not even 100% sure if the, like the place where that underground lab was is where I'm supposed to be going for this sample, but it looked very conspicuous, so just wanted to check that out. So I can go that way. I think this might be a shortcut. Let's go this way. And there goes my oxygen ticking down. So we're going to want to breeze through this. What's this guy here? Oh yeah, bivalve. Shall I pick up the fan dust? I guess. Feed them into the oxygen tank. I just want to try to breeze through this quickly. I just want to see if I can go there. I have a feeling it's still not going to let me go there. Oxygen rapidly ticking down as I go. There's an oxygen bubble here. And 2 sample candidates? What is this? Nest workers? Okay. I don't really care about those. I've been here before, like they're showing us the yellow ones. There's sphere fragment? Sure. Another oxygen source. Where is this in relation? Oh wait, I think I know where I am. Yeah, because the this is the cave over here that I'm that I was theoretically intending to go to. Yeah, the way it's laid out on the map made it look like the thing I'm looking for is like northeast of this cave, which suggests I actually want to go like around here maybe? I don't know. I'm just gonna wander around it a little bit over here. I'm just call it curiosity. Because I haven't ruled out the possibility that the thing that I'm looking for, like I just straight up missed it when I was here before. Yeah, still struggling with my left hand here. Yeah, this doesn't... I don't see anything new. Like everything, all this is stuff that I've been to before. This is more fan dust. And the sample here is just more fan dust, right? Yep. Again, I'm just going to feed directly into the oxygen tank. this is the path which just leads right back to the way station, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Or not. It's a different bubble. It's still one that I've been to before. It also has samples in it. More nest workers. And then this one is probably going to be another one of those sphere fragments. Just fill up on those guys. Just going to feed one of them into the oxygen tank right now. So where's this in relation to... Where is this in relation to the thing, the way station? Because I kind of head far up north, so I think I'm just east of the station. Yeah, so here's the way station again. And the sample that's here is just going to be more nest workers. Okay, let's just... oh, right. While I'm in the neighborhood, I might as well just refuel oxygen and power. Yeah, because I just went on a big roundabout path there and didn't find any new samples, so I don't think it's out in that direction. I mean, like, did I just somehow go by it without seeing it? And if not, then then in my mind, that only leaves the whatever's inside that that strange facility, that strange underground facility, which it said needed to be cut open, and I just recently got myself a cutting tool. It's entirely possible. I mean, it was sort of implied that there was, you know, something caused the bloom, this whole area of, you know, low oxygen content to appear. And it's entirely possible that this is, you know, some kind of human-made or, I don't know, sentient being-made cataclysm that caused this. Yeah, here we go. We're back on the railway tracks again. What are we doing out here, picking through the remains of the bloom? No more wandering. We should be heading deeper. That's where the answers lie. Call in the drone. Let's find that anomaly the ROV reported out in the dusk slopes. Yeah, see, and now I'm no longer able to. It's not letting me. It's not letting me move. It's not letting me do anything. Yeah, we're on railway tracks here. Just go back. Yeah, because the last thing that it called for, the last sample that I'm supposedly looking for is from the like the bacterial sample thing, right? The bloom froth. High levels toxicities around this hole in the bloom central ridge. If we could get below this point, we could sample a bloom source. Yeah, I have a sneaking suspicion that this right here is actually endgame material. I said before that, oh, you know, suddenly diving 1,500 meters deep, that feels like endgame stuff. Nope, apparently this was just, you know, more busy work on the way to this. I suspect we need to figure out what the anomaly is about, and then it's going to say, oh, now we need to investigate the bloom froth, etc. Because I think that's the source of the bacteria which caused this whole bloom thing, where with this whole anoxic environment to occur, or something like that. Maybe there was some kind of, you know, artificially made disaster that occurred here that happened in that underground facility. But again, we're being railroaded. We don't. The writers don't want me to find that too early, even though I have the tools to get into there now. So whatever. Let's drop these all in here, because I don't. Got a good collection of those now, but I don't need them at the moment. I'm gonna need some power sources likely. So what's this? Bivalve shell. Okay, this is oxygen source. This is either or. Mucus bubble. Okay, so that's another oxygen source. These guys are fuel sources, but they're very little fuel sources. Here we go. Got a few of these. Let's bring these along for the fuel. Alright, let's check out this anomaly. Incidentally, there's an ad break coming up in 3 minutes and 45 seconds, so I'm gonna pause before the ads come on. Anyway, shelf edge. Past the shelf, there is only the dark of the descending slope. Yeah, it's all dark and peaceful at this point, so I probably don't need all the stuff that I brought. Dark water. Something zipping by there? Is that another? Just the sail shell? Yeah. There's nothing here but the silt flickering in the suit's headlamps. Now that the music has stopped, it's looking to be a little dark and ominous and stuff. Angular rocks. Some strangely geometric rocks sit in the dark. What are these formations? Yeah, so you've got this square-shaped thing. Diamond-shaped? Rectangular shape? Anyway. Unknown structure. A huge flat structure bedded into the seafloor. Could Minet have built this? 1,500 meters deep? Like what, single-handedly? You think she built that? I don't know. What are we looking at here? It appears to be some kind of shaft cut into the bedrock. I can't see the bottom. Who made this? Looks like it's been here far longer than anything else. Are we about to go deeper? Dark shaft, a yawning black shaft that descends into the sea floor, an anomaly that must be solved. Oh, okay. We got to go deeper. All right, we're currently at 1,510 meters deep, and now we're descending even deeper to 1,522 meters deep. Scan again. Nothing else? Okay, go deeper. Scan again. Anything else here? Okay. 2 paths diverge to yellow wood, etc. Yeah, minute 20 till ads. Okay, let's just go southwest or north. Let's try southwest first. Collapse room. The compartment is filled with sand and rock, which looks to have entered through the collapsed ceiling. And okay. Nothing else here, it seems. No samples to collect, nothing. Okay, let's go to the north one then. Open shaft. The suit's lamps reveal two dark holes on opposite sides of the shaft, their torn edges thick with crimson rust. Crimson rust, you say? I scan again. Oh, there's another path over here. Shadowed corridor featured. The bent entryway bulges inward like the interior corridor of some huge creature's distended body. Okay. Ad break is getting close. I think maybe I want to. Let's. I'm gonna hold off on this until the ads have finished. I don't want to. I have a feeling there's about to be an important story beat, so I will be right back. And back again. I sorry about the delay there. I might have to rush out of the room again in a moment because the having an issue with the toilet. It's the water's running, and I know what the solution is. It's to underneath the toilet tank lid. I need to the plunger thing there keeps getting stuck. It's an issue with it's been ongoing. I need to talk to the landlord about it again. He's been dragging his feet about it, and it's really awkward to lift the lid of the toilet tank with one hand. Okay, it seems to be. I don't hear the trickling sound anymore, so I think it's self-correcting now. So it's probably fine, but it's been a bit of a struggle lately. Anyway, yeah, onward and forward, deeper into the anomaly. What do we got here? Scan again. We got a life form. What have we got? Pale polyp? This almost motionless polyp with its these pale creatures are scraping patterns into the walls? What are they? Let's see what we can find out. Okay. I don't think it's the creature that built the facility. It's just something that happened in here. So something it needs a new float assembly? Yeah. Yeah. It's something. I don't know. The thing. I don't know the terminology. I said plunger thing. It's a flap which normally covers the hole that lets the toilet tank fill with water. It's the seal is not sealing properly sometimes. It's just it's sort of iffy. Sometimes like jiggling the handle fixes it, and sometimes I have to open it up and reach inside there to push it into place. Yeah, I imagine it's a simple process of like replacing that one part, which is defective. But anyway, pale polyp. This almost motionless polyp with its waving cilia is anchored to the metal plating. Its pale flesh is drained of color. And we've got sand-choked room. Sand drifts soften the metal room. On the far wall, strange spirals glint in the headlamps as a pale creature obsessively traces their patterns. Okay, so the pale creature is this guy. Not something new or different. And if I scan again, nothing. No samples to collect. Nothing. All right. Shall we go deeper? I guess. Yeah, because this has little up and down arrows on it, so I'm guessing if I go over here to the dark shaft. What does the description of the dark shaft say? A yawning black shaft that descends into the seafloor and an anomaly that must be solved. Okay. We're 1534 meters deep. Let's go deeper. We're now at 1546 meters. Scan again. So, nothing. Guess we'll go deeper. This yellow circle surrounding my depth gauge is getting larger. Is that indicate the depth that I'm able to get to? Anyway, there's another destination over here. Entry seal. A huge round doorway sealed by a thin metal security iris, the plates of which are furred with orange rust. Furred. We've gone from crimson rust to orange rust. No, shaft-based feature. Oh, I didn't read this. I mean, this is a different message than the other one. The walls rise up on either side of the shaft towards the faintest diamonds of blue light that flickers unsteadily above. Yeah, okay, so this time it only goes up. Oh, here we go. Some kind of facility. What was happening down here? Why would someone bury this place so deep? You have to get inside. We can use a torch to cut through the seal. Fire it up. Oh, is that time already? We can finally put this thing to use. Alright, let's prime it. And ignite. I guess that's what we do. Seems to be the only option I have. All right, I guess we're through. And breached corridor. Sand and rock fills one side of the accessway. Dark holes in the walls and ceiling reveal layers of eaten away piping and ducts. So yeah, we've finally put our cutting tool to use that we acquired from the that locker in the east end. What we got here? Entry hall. Beyond the doorway, a vast dark space opens out in the rock, filled with the skeletal remains of rusted machines. Rusted machines, you say? And we've got a color change happening. Okay, my oxygen is having an issue. Red sediment. The water is filled with red flakes catching in the lamps from the walls. Rusticles hang in lumpen garlands. Okay. Red sediment. Hey, this place is huge. How the hell was it built down here? There's very little oxygen for the rebreather to cycle here, so we are running on reserves. Let's move. Ruined hall. Once a loading bay or vehicle hangar, this domed atrium is now dark and distorted. Its huge sand drifts hiding piles of oxidized metal. We're going deeper. Rusted platform. Above, a huge shelf lurches out of the curved roof of the bay, its underside hung with globular orange spines. Okay. Yeah, I only have one of those sphere fragment things for replenishing my oxygen, which provides a fair bit of oxygen, but yeah, I only have one of them, so I have to be concerned about that. Derelict vehicle. The eaten-away frame of a vehicle lies outside the lock. The canopy twisted open and fused in place. Lock, you say? You're talking about... okay. Lock as in the aquatic feature where you can adjust water levels? Not lock as in lock on a door? It's the former kind of lock, perhaps? That's what it looks like. Arcology entry. A large open lock leads into the depths of what appears to be a corporate arcology. What secrets have been buried in this place? Are you going to be able to get back? It's like, I'm concerned about the oxygen situation. Open lock. Both doors of the massive main lock sit open. The entire arcology must be flooded. Great. What's this? User X Otero dive recorder? Fragment X of massive breach. Life support will fail in 2 hours. Is there anyone from Bakel on this channel? Please respond. So it's somebody tried to send a communication to Earth from here. Bakel is the company that is the whole exoplanet exploration thingy. Should I go up there, or should I, let's just explore the southern one first, I guess. Derelict buildings. The main volume of the arcology is broken up by low buildings, partitioned away from the space. Were these offices? Homes? Those are Bakel markings. What was an exoplanet extraction core doing here? I worked for Bakel. Mine worked for Bakel. They built the suit. They built the base. They mine exoplanets, skim helium from gas giants. They helped drive forward humanity's expansion. If they discovered life, we would have known. Everyone would have known. Unless something happened here. Something they didn't want anyone to know about. Welp. Yeah, I mean... yeah. Well, let's just press on, I guess. Bright spirals. Sample candidate. The metal walls of this passage are etched with strange spiral patterns. What made these? Some glisten with a thick mucus. Mucus. An oxygen source, perhaps? What do you know? An oxygen source. Mucal shell? Are we, are we going to get reduced to feeding these into the oxygen tank? Spiral secretion, an ornate pattern of secretion is left on a corroded metal plate. We'll check it out shortly. Oh, did they come from this guy? Pale polyp? Scans suggest the creature is eroding the surface below its through its cilia, absorbing nutrients from the oxidizing metal. Narrow passage. Thick knots of wires are strung between the angular buildings. Ducts and pipes poke through the pockmarked metal plates. Okay, and what does this one say? Building entry. The whole facade of this building has been torn away. The rough shapes of metal furniture and tools lie in the sand. And there's a little thing just off camera here. Buried desk. The distinct shape of a metal desk lies half buried, its surface blurred by a thick coating of silt. Okay, I thought it was another life form. But it was another beacon. Oh, another terminal? What's this? User E. Harrison, dive recorder, decrypting, fragment, EH, deep retrieval needs more repairs. HA, they need to stop pushing so hard. The artificers aren't going anywhere. And artificers? Is that what we're calling? I mean, was there a hint of some other, intelligent alien life here or something? Artificers? Let me just check out this desk here. Anything of note? Another terminal. User H. Albright, decrypting. Fragment. HA, say again in constant. Did what? HA, Jesus Christ. HA, Harrison? Site 2 is breached. Power is spiking. H. Albright. HA, okay. Breached wall. The metal walls are buckled by pressure and corrosion, leaving a large wound in the side of this compartment. Cave-in. This entire corner of the room is piled with tons of rock and sand, leading to a gaping hole in the arcology ceiling above. Yeah, keeping an eye on the oxygen, I do still have to be somewhat concerned about that. Fused machines. The angular shapes of heavy machinery are everywhere, their delicate parts fused by corrosion into complex thick-veined patterns. Yeah, what was Bagel doing down here? Machinery. The lines of fabricators and machines suggest this was some sort of machine room for the repair and maintenance of the arcology. What's arcology mean again? Asking for a friend. Silt-choked entry. Loose wires hanging across the doorway are clumped with fragile lumps of silt-like tumorous growths. Great. Transporter. An automated transport sled loaded with crushed storage cases juts unevenly out of the sand. Okay, I have a feeling going this way is going to unite with the entry point where I first came in. Sandy clearing. In all directions, huge sand drifts shine in the dark. Among them, the shapes of crippled buildings resemble the remains of a desert city. Okay, so another terminal. User X Otaro? XO, massive breach. Life support will fail in 2 hours. Is there anyone from Bagel on this channel? Please respond. That's not the... Isn't that the terminal that I saw when I came in? Buried concourse. The vast volume of the arcology lies ahead, piled with rock and sand, drowned in this dark ocean. This should be coming back to the entry point, right? Yeah. Yeah, that is... Okay. It threw me because it's white. Usually, white scannable things indicate that I haven't clicked on it before. Anyway, yeah, I'm uncomfortable about the oxygen system situation. I think I want to pop out and I'm going to drop off, because these things, they don't give oxygen, they only give fuel. I think this gives a bit of oxygen. But let's just pop out of here real quick. get some more oxygen sources. And then, well, I was going to say scan the mucus stuff that I found. Except I don't think I'll be able to scan it yet because it's going to say we need more information about, you know, the animal it came from, and I think that's I suspect that mysterious creature that I saw there is the animal that it came from. I need to find some more of them. Yeah. So let's just ascend back to the surface. Well, back to the surface, back out of the anomaly, and then so I can be recalled home. Request retrieval. Let's drop this stuff off and then pick up some more oxygen sources. Okay, so yeah, so we're gonna drop these guys off in here. Apparently fuel sources are less important, so I'm gonna drop these in here. And then I'm gonna pull a couple of these over. How many of them? Is that a good amount? I'll keep this guy in here in case I need fuel. Or maybe... Yeah, this is probably a good complement of stuff. Oxygen is draining pretty slowly, all things considered. Like, I got in and out of there with only, like, a little more than half my fuel, or half my oxygen tank gone. Probably don't need a lot in the way of oxygen. Plus, the mucus secretions that I found seem to provide a bit of oxygen content. Like, 3 of these is probably enough, right? Probably? I'm gonna want to leave space in my inventory for other stuff I might find. Like, the pattern in this game has largely been, like, you either need something that gives you oxygen out in the field, or you need something that gives you fuel out in the field. Who knows? This might be a situation where I need both. Like, who really knows? Let's see. I'm guessing it's not going to give me the option to scan this. I'm going to try anyway. Yeah, Lebanon's era, no relevant taxonomy entries found. Yeah. We need to scan more of the life form itself before we can study its secretions. Yeah, that's typical in this game. All right. Back to the anomaly. This time with more oxygen sources. Try to just breeze on back over there. Down I go. So I just want to take a quick peek at these things on the way down. Do they have different descriptions? Dark shaft, yawning black shaft that descends into the seafloor, anomaly that must be solved. Okay, that's the same message. And then if I go deeper, same message? Okay. One of them had a different message, and I was like, oh shoot, maybe I should have been reading these all along. Okay, that has the same message. Yeah, this one has different messages. It's the one at the bottom, though. Okay. Yeah, just checking. we're back into the section where the rebreather is struggling, so starting to fall back on oxygen reserves, etc. Yeah, the fact that trying to piece things together here. I mean, Mine like planned her arrival here, right? Like well in advance. Like her time in Kepler, whatever it was, 62F, um, was spent because she wanted to get access to the the Baconal um, the data core. Like that was all planned out. So theoretically, I'm assuming like she already knew about this mysterious facility here. Like she intended to investigate it. She knew something was going on here. Heck, maybe she's even the one that sabotaged it. Probably not. Anyway, let's check out this here. Blocked passage. Passage to the northwestern part of the arcology is blocked by a huge rock slide with boulders strewn across the concourse. Let's take a closer look. Okay. Sealed alleyway? An alleyway cuts between piles of sand and loose rocks, sealed up with a security iris after the breach. We're gonna have to cut through this as well. Torch available. So it seems. Alright, how much fuel does it take to prime it? Not a whole lot. Takes a bit of fuel. Another terminal. User T. Sigurdsson. TS. Site 2 is silent and there's nothing from the Ophelis. Site 1 is off the grid. Where are the rescue teams? Okay, well, something went wrong and they got isolated from everyone else. Collapsing wall. Bent at a sharp angle, the wall here is coming away from the floor, leaving a sharp-edged opening into the room behind. We have to cut through 2 doors on the way in here. Break room. The tables are the disordered rows of chairs. This had to be where they ate, where they spoke. How many lived here before it got flooded? No, like more. Pale polyp. The polyp's flesh recoils at the barest hint of pressure, but no further movement or response occurs. Yeah, this. Now you can see, like, you got a table here and the little chairs surrounding it. Like this feels more like a lived-in environment rather than the otherwise like randomly generated stuff we've seen elsewhere. Anyway, 2 more terminals. What does one say? User G Jones, dive recorder. EF, nothing from the Ophelis, their feed is cut out. GJ, we are being erased here. Bagel is pulling the plug. Yeah, so there were a bunch of people here. Like, how many names have we seen go by? There were at least 4 of them, right? 4 or 5 names that represented in these recordings. Yeah, so whatever they've got, Bagel decided. So it sounds like Bagel's the one that sabotaged them, just left them to die down here. It sounds like. Whatever happened. User K Mikami? KM. Disobedience will be reported. Consider your next action carefully. TJ, damn it, Koji, we are dead and buried here. Huh, okay. And what have we here? Scattered seats, chairs lie in disarray. What happened here? Was it sudden or slow creeping realization that everything was about to end? terminal? User G Volkova. Fragment GP. The Ophelos is going down? God damn it, what are they doing to my ship? We are leaving now. Okay, so path diverges. There's a northwest one or an east one. Let's go east first, I guess. Work boots. A pair of work boots lie quietly in the corner, overflowing with silt. Commenting on one specific item. Are we going to collect these work boots? Is it a sample? No? Why draw attention to the work boots themselves? But yeah, they're filled with silt. It's just been here a while, I guess. Heavy drift. Sand slopes down over the tables and chairs from a breach in the wall. It's hard not to imagine witnessing the breach. I mean, yikes. Yeah, you're 1,500 meters deep. In an ordinary break room with like tables and chairs and stuff and people sitting around like doing work stuff. Missing wall, were these gaps smashed through when the arcology was breached? Or are they part of the slow processes of rust and decay? Okay, now path of diversion again. I'm going to go northwest first because it looks like this might lead to dead end sooner. Dark corner. The facility twists away into the dark drifts of pale sand filling its corridors as if it was an ancient tomb. Not terribly ancient, probably. Got 2 more life forms. What do we got here? Pale polyp. Spirals have etched across the surface, representing the polyp's path of movement at the rate of an inch per week? Looks like it's moving faster than that, to my eye, but whatever. Anyway, slow mason, we're calling it. I'll call these slow masons for their careful glacial etching into the arcology's walls. They are hypnotic. Slow, colorless polyps found inside the arcology ruins. They trace spirals across the metal remains of the facility, feeding off it. Etched corridor. The metal plates here are marked with elaborate spiraling patterns. Their markers, ghostly polyps, scrape back and forth, adding to their work. So, hopefully we'll be able to analyze the secretions now. The mucus that we found. Bright spiral sample candidate. The wall glistens with a thick secretion left by a polyp retracting the same pattern over and over. We could sample this thick mucus here. Alright. It's going to be another oxygen source, I think. Let's just feed this guy into the oxygen tank. And let's feed this one in there too. I had a feeling there'd be 3 of them. That fits the pattern. So I made room for 3 just for that reason. Crushed room. The remains of a workshop or office flooded with sand and rock. Twisted metal plating hangs from bent frames. This does lead to a dead end, right? Blocked corridor. The sand has filled this corridor, which looks to have led back into the entry hall. The breach must have been catastrophic. Bent desk. A metal desk pushed against a sand drift. A bagel-branded mug holds a pile of rotting paper from drifting away. I'm guessing the paper's unreadable. It's been in the water for so long. Is this a new terminal? Or is this the same one from before? User K Tsuruda. KT. No one is coming to dig us out. Constantine has cost us everything. The entry hall just breached. This is the end. This is it. End. Okay. Yep. So this path here was indeed a dead end, as I predicted and expected. Let's just head back out. Let's try going the other way. Those are the terminals I already checked. Crushed room. This room was totally obliterated by rock and sand. The shards of bent wall are the only remains of the building. Another terminal? What's this one say? User F. Galarza. It's everyone. Each of these has a new name. Like, there were a lot of people working here who got buried. GF. I'm sorry, Isabel, for what we did here. Huh. GF, not FG. F. Galarza. Anyway. Ruined berths. Among the sand drifts that fill these 4 buildings are the shapes of tiered bunks. This is where they slept. This place isn't a facility, it's a city. How many more died here? Those without diver quarters, those buried under rock and sand. Makes my skin crawl. Okay. Yeah, perhaps those weren't terminals I've been finding. Maybe those were like actual people with their diver quarters, like recording. Like we've just been listening to their last recorded messages before they died. Anyway, user S Yato. That's why each one has a different name. SY. I'm going to get some shut-eye. First geoengineering shift is in 4 hours. See you in 3. Okay, 2 paths here. We're gonna go northwest because that one looks like it's gonna lead to a dead end sooner. Berths entry. The door to the berths is slid back, revealing the sand-choked beds of the arcology's occupants. I really feel like I need to look up the word arcology. I'm not sure of the definition offhand. I'm afraid to start Googling stuff though. Every time I try to do something in the browser while I'm streaming, well, not every time, but frequently, it causes the stream to crash, annoyingly. Anyway, user K Anderson. KA, you don't know that, Jason. They are going to come for us. No, JO, no one is coming. We both know that. Is this one going to be from JO, whoever that is? J. Apule. I lied to get here, Kai, and now I'm going to pay for it. KA, what do you mean? JO, this isn't even my real name. I mean, if this is their last recordings, then surely these would be 2 parts of the same conversation or something. Maybe it isn't their actually their last one. I don't know. Crew berth. A set of overalls lie flat on in the berth. I think there's a typo there. Whatever. Wisps of sediment drifting from their openings. A bagel logo is still faintly visible. And that's a dead end. And there's another path over here. Crew quarters. Excuse me. On the still intact berths lie decomposing cloths, a single glove, a pair of round clouded glasses. I think it's about time that I feed one of these guys into the oxygen tank. More. Sand drifts. Behind the crew quarters, huge pipes sit against the wall, surrounded by sand. What was powering this place when it was in operation? She said it was it's like something of a city here. So huge pipes. Were these supplying the power for the arcology? Perhaps a geothermal plant buried deep below? What, deeper than the 1558 meters we got going on here, perhaps? Collapsed tunnel. The wide tunnel to the northern part of the arcology is completely collapsed. Is there anything left under all those tons of rock? Yeah, maybe somebody in chat can do me a favor and look up arcology. Oh, hey! Code's raiding in with a party of 4. Hey! Thank you very much for the raid code. How was the rest of your Genshin Impact stream? Well, in any case, welcome in raiders. I am Tormuse. I am a variety gaming streamer. Normally, I don't have a broken wrist. I'm slated to get this thing off. This cast, which has been plaguing me for the last month and a half. It comes off tomorrow. I got an appointment at the hospital, so that's something to look forward to. Hopefully it all goes well and they don't need to recast it. We'll see. Yeah, I'd love to hear how the rest of your stream went. I mean, if you have to raid and run, by all means do so. Always good to hear from you. In any case, we're getting into late game stuff here. In other waters, like in the sea level, I just completed Ultra Kill. I started playing Ultra Kill for the first time a few hours ago. I'm not familiar with Ultra Kill, so I couldn't say. I just know that this game is it's feeling like a cross between Subnautica. Well, it gives strong Subnautica vibes. You know, stranded on an alien world with alien sea life. It's all underwater, but it's more like text adventure like because it's a lot of point and click. There's also like some reminders of Alpha Centauri, if anyone's familiar with that game. That's from the 90s, so like that's something from my era. This raid almost didn't happen because I don't like raiding with less than 3 people, and a big chunk of the stream had only 2 viewers. Yeah. Well, lots of other people weren't particularly interested in that Genshin Impact episode either, I guess. It seems everyone in my community is just as tired of Genshin as I am. Oof. Well, sorry to hear that. I guess from what you were saying before, I get the feeling is people are experiencing some measure of ending fatigue in that game, in the sense that it looks like it's supposed to be heading towards an end, but then they added extra stuff, trying to milk the community for as much money as they can. Or something like that. But yeah, getting back to the game that I'm in here, I am currently exploring a mysterious underground facility. Like I said, this might be laking. So I'm pausing the game because my oxygen is ticking down as I go here. I mean, it's an interesting game. Like it's a game where very much the focus is on the story. Like like there isn't much to it gameplay wise except for figuring out where to point and click. So the gameplay consists of like navigation, figuring out how to map out stuff. So the gameplay is it's not very involved, but the focus is more on the story. I don't know. It also requires a certain amount of nerdiness in that there are detailed descriptions of the alien life forms. They set up the 7 nations, and then right before going to the final one of them, they were like, "Hey, here's a bonus nation to push off the end by another year." Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, some franchises, they just wear out their welcome, and like I said, I use the phrase "ending fatigue," which is a term I picked. I think it's a TV trope thing, from the site tvtropes.org. When something wears out, like they drag out the ending too much for the audience is just irritated, exhausted. Something I tried to be conscious of in in my own creations, I made when I think of I'm going to talk about my own creative projects, Doki Storm and Turquoise. I tried to wrap up the ending real quick because I didn't want to drag it out, and I had people say, "Hey, that wrapped up rather abruptly." I was like, "Whoops, maybe I drew the line in the wrong place." Figuring out where to draw the line of how much do I want to draw out this ending? Because they still had more questions about what's happening, but Oh well. I guess it's possible to do it wrong in both directions. But yeah, we're investigating a post-apocalyptic scene. It seems here there was a mysterious underground facility on the planet, and it looks like a lot of people died here. Um, so I'm gonna resume exploration. Maybe there's a life form here. Was this a plant? Was this brain coral? Earth originating species of coral from the families Musidae and Murrelinidae. They feed through both photosynthesis and filtering. It's interesting. It's most of the life that we've seen so far has been alien life, but they actually brought some Earth coral here, and it's funny. Like our the main character is a marine biologist, so she would recognize it. And what's this one here? Hard coral, earth-born corals. These polyps build environments for themselves through the calcareous material deposited as their skeletons. Oh yeah. The other thing. Can someone in chat do me a favor and Google arcology meaning? Because it refers to this facility as an arcology, and I'm like drawing a blank for what's the definition of arcology. So if someone could tell me that, it would be great, because I'm afraid to try to looking up myself, because in my experience, when I start Googling stuff while streaming, sometimes it crashes OBS. I don't know, for whatever reason, OBS is rather temperamental. Anyway, what do we got here? Shattered atrium. This octagonal atrium was clearly once lined with glass and filled with water and aquarium at the heart of the facility. Alright, let's move over there. What else we got? Those corals? We must have brought them from the ocean reserves on Earth. Yeah, because part of the world building... Oh, here we go. A field of creating architectural design principles for very densely populated and ecologically low-impact human habitats. Okay. Yeah, she did say that this facility seemed like an it's like a miniature city. Which is rather curious, because we're 1,558 meters deep beneath the surface of the ocean here, so it's a rather odd place to be building an arcology. Anyway, oxygen's getting low. Let's feed a couple more of these guys in there. It's fine. Anyway, let's check out this way, I guess. Central atrium. The derelict atrium reaches upwards. Its sculpted rock towers rising into the dark. We can use it to reach the upper levels. Oh, really? Is there a... Oh, okay. There's a... Okay, so there's a way up here. I want to finish... I want to explore. I want to be thorough about my exploration before I just start checking out other levels. Okay, great. The path's diverging again. Let's go this way first. Decorative rocks. Basalt towers brought from the slopes above to decorate the aquarium. A reminder of the occupants of the ocean above their heads. Yeah, we've already found a number of bodies around here. It seems that there was some kind of breach and the place flooded. Glowing fan. Oh, sample candidate. This fan seems to have a symbiotic relationship with the corals. It consumes their spawn, and they absorb the fan's light. Wait, really? Wait, is this a local life form here, or is this just here to act as a source of oxygen, perhaps? What do we got? Fan sheath? Source of fuel? Oh, okay. I mean, I'll take it. In fact, I might just toss that into my reactor right now. Okay, let's head over here. Corroded gap. A ragged split in the atrium wall is lined with rust, leading through into dark particle-choked corridors. Yeah. There's a lot of like text-based adventure vibes built into this thing. Okay, there's a path over here. It keeps diverging. Okay, it's tricky to navigate sometimes. Anyway, sealed crates. Metal boxes sit on powered pallets, abandoned mid-transit. What were they moving in and out of this place? Yeah, what were they doing down here? Why'd they build a 1,500-meter deep underwater city on this alien planet that nobody knows about? Cave-in. The rock and sand covers the rusted metal of the arcology so completely that it is hard to know where the facility ends and the caves begin. Okay, let's check it out. Let's hope it doesn't cave in again. There's another terminal. Well, I say terminal. It's another dive suit from some dude here named A. Bityev. I understand, sir. No, we are prepared to follow erasure protocols. The site is already sealed, with all hands present. So at least one person was already prepared to go down with the ship, so to speak. Erasure protocols? The site is already sealed, with all hands present? Like they... I read that to mean they intended to erase all records of what they were doing here, and they intended to bury everyone here. Maybe they even caused the breach, which flooded the place and killed everyone. Like maybe they did it on purpose. That's kind of yikes. Bright spirals, sample candidate. The walls here are covered in spiraling patterns in obscure lexicon written in glistening trails of mucus. Lovely. Spiral secretion. Okay, so it's another oxygen source. That's good. My oxygen continues to tick down, albeit slowly. Slowly but surely my oxygen is ticking down. But these will help take the edge off that. In you go. That's fine. I can stay down here a while longer. Yeah, so it's going deeper and deeper into the facility here. Cave complex. Here, the collapsing arcology walls have broken through into an existing cave complex deep beneath the ocean floor. Yeah, there's still stuff to explore back the way I came, but just one thing at a time. We'll get to those in a bit. Twisting passage. The caves lead away from the bulk of the arcology, wrapping themselves through the solid rock of the planet's crust. Just noticed my viewer count has gone up. Is something exciting about to happen? Is there something that people are familiar with the game know that I don't? I mean, that's not an invitation to answer that question. I'm just wondering to myself now. Deep tunnels. The sand filling this tunnel turns it into a dark horizontal slit, but I can detect a current running into it. How deep do these caves lead? Etched passage. Lurk. Oh, thanks for your support. Thanks for the lurk. Spirals here are smaller and... Excuse me. Spirals here are smaller and more interwoven than elsewhere in the arcology. Layer after layer forms a patina of circular marks. Great. Okay, so there are two different ways to go. Let's go over here first, I guess. Ancient passages. These caves look ancient and deep. Is this where the creatures now inside the arcology come from? Did the breach release them? I suppose. Some tense music play here. Okay, so this is just a dead end over here. I have a feeling this is also dead end. Pale skin, sample candidate. A large molted skin is piled in the corner of the cave, fragments of it drifting away across the sand. What creature left us here? I have a feeling it's going to be something left by these polyps here. Sampling available. Animal tissue. But wait, there's more. Molted skin, a piece of larger pale skin found in the caves by the arcology. Yeah, okay, so this was indeed a dead end. That's fine. That means gonna turn back and see what was the other way. There were a couple of other paths to check out, and the completionist instincts in me, like I want to inspect everything. That's the terminal. I already checked. It's a terminal of another sort. It's where the I mean the diver's condition was terminal anyway. Oh yeah, okay. So there's a path over here. Yeah, let's check this out. Buried office with a prime view of the atrium. This had to be the office of someone important within the ecology. Now it's just another derelict room. There's an ad break coming up in 3 minutes 15 seconds. FYI, I'll pause the game when the ads come on. This is the guy. I already checked this guy's message, right? Yeah, ablative. Yeah, erasure protocols, etc. Broken pipe. This pipe, now filled with sand, looks like it exploded outwards, taking the glass atrium wall with it? Yikes. Oh, okay. So that just circled back and reconnected with where I was before, it looks like. Shattered atrium, this is where the corals were? Yep, okay, that's the coral. So there's just this thing here. Yeah. Delegation reach of upward. Sculpted rock towers rising into the dark. We can use it to reach the upper levels. Oh, up we go. And we scan. And there are 3 different ways to go. Let's take the southern path first. Atrium statue. At the top of the basalt pillar, a miniature statue of a bagel suit stands heroically. The hell was this place? A statue of a bagel suit. Like, something they put in for decoration. Like, it's not... Like, this wasn't just a research site. They intended people to live here. And, you know, like, like they intended it should be some kind of central pillar of the company or whatever. The Bagel being the name of the company that put this place here. Broken glass. The aquarium glass of the atrium is shattered, leaving only glinting shards in the orange rust-stained silt. Paths diverging again. Okay, we got 2 more terminals here. That's a terrible pun. User A. Bendik? Dive recorder. I'm sure it is just a standard security drill, Mr. Fidanza. We'll be able to return you to the other shareholders shortly. To the other Wow, they killed their shareholders? Whoops. What, you're gonna have an issue with the return on investment there, sir. User G Fidanza, GF. The financial implications are massive. We've never even come close to achieving this level of computation before. Okay, financial implications. So this was supposed to be some kind of money-making operation, apparently. They had some important people here, I guess. Seating area. Around the atrium, some of these seating areas remain, flooded with sand. It's easy to imagine lab techs meeting here on their lunch. There's an ad break imminent, and I'm going to pause, and I'll come back to this after the ads have finished. So I will be right back. And then back again. Yeah, the ear pad's fallen off my headphones. I mean, it fell off like forever ago, and I taped it back up with duct tape. But the tape has come loose, and I discovered that it's actually like really difficult to impossible to reapply tape with one hand. Um, but hopefully after the cast comes off, assuming all goes well tomorrow, I'll knock on wood, hopefully I'll be able to replace it properly tomorrow. But for now, I'm just gonna, I'm just like struggling with getting this thing back in place. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, I was just about to head over here to the seating area. This whole facility, destroyed, buried, erased. Was this what Mine was looking for in the deep of the ocean? But how'd she even know it was here? Good question. Like, clearly she knew something was up over here. I feel like I'm swimming through other people's secrets. Yeah, clearly Mine knew something was up here. Like, she had to execute this big plan of, you know, stealing the Bakel data core before coming here. So, yeah, she knew something was up. Anyway. Skin, spiral secretion. Okay, let's just toss this into the oxygen tank. I'm noticing my power level getting a little low. I'm gonna want to feed this into the fuel tank soon, I think. Let's keep exploring for now. Fused window. A crippled metal shutter has rusted over the hole left by the broken window. A security measure which, in the end, meant nothing. Yeah. Alright, let's head over there. Path diverges again. I have a feeling this circles back over to the northern path there. Let's go this way. Collapsed corridor. The ceiling here bulges with the weight of the rock above, the walls of sand curling inwards. Okay, sandy concourse. Huge slabs of rock have fallen here, erasing the boundary between the lab and the dark caves surrounding it. Yeah, I've got these two guys to act as fuel sources, and these three guys to act as oxygen sources, so I'm not super worried about my oxygen levels or power levels at the moment, but depending how deep and how complex this ends up being, I might have to return to refuel and reoxygenate. We'll see. Okay, so this path diverges a few times. Let's go this way first, I guess. Southeast. Buried lab. The entirety of this room is lost beneath layers of sand. The bars of a metal frame, like bent and broken ribs, poke out of the drift. Random thing, but did you know that the Twitch hype train record was broken earlier today? No, I did not know. To be honest, I'm not fully sure what hype trains are about in the first place, if I'm honest. Like, I see them coming up from time to time, like, oh hey, we've got a hype train, but I've never been clear what that means exactly. I mean, it just seems to be that something that bigger channels do. As far as I'm aware. Anyway, let's see where this goes. Biohazard boxes. Uh-oh. The acid yellow containers shine brightly in the suit's lamps. Streaks of rust along their sides show they have sealed with time. Well, we definitely want to investigate those. Let's just poke our nose in this biohazard box here. Let's first check what is over here first. Security iris. Sand piles against the barrier sealed by the emergency override when the ecology was breached. Oh, we're gonna get to use our cutting torch again to cut through here? Yep. Alright, prime it. We're gonna dip into our fuel supply again. Yeah, power level is dropping still. Just means that a lot of people are giving money through gift subs and bits. The higher the level, the more it takes to increase it. Ah, okay. Yeah, makes sense. Upper entry hall. The ceiling of the entry hall is partially collapsed. Its gridwork of girders bent and rusted. I wonder. If they broke a record, it makes me wonder how much money did they get from the hype train. That's gotta be something pretty impressive, I'll bet. Anyway, rusted platform. The rusted choke hall stretches out in the dark below. Wrecks and rocks lie in the shadows and silt. This looks darkly ominous here. Oh, we can go deeper here. Okay, so I want to come back to this before we try venturing deeper. I want to finish exploring this floor. So let's head up here. Cave-in. The rooms here have been buried in rock, leaving only the shattered passage between them and this cave. Yeah, my oxygen's getting low, my power level's getting low. I'm keeping an eye on it. Broken panels. The cave and the room have merged here, so it is hard to tell one from the other. Was this cave here before the breach? I'm about to get a low oxygen warning here. The new record is level 123, and it's the same person who held the prior record of level 111. Vidal! Oh, really? The Nero Summit channel. Yeah. I'm familiar with them. Huh. I know, yeah, we mentioned it on stream the other day, that, okay, let's get some oxygen going here, and let's get some more fuel in here. That's interesting, yeah. I know that Vidal, he got a new 3D model for Neurosama, the artificial intelligence in the form of the little girl. She's surprisingly sophisticated. Some interesting conversations have come out of that. Like I'll look at the channel from time to time, or I'll look at some of the highlight channels. It's neat stuff. Huh. Cool. Anyway, glistening bubble, sample candidate. This cave system must connect to others under the slopes, allowing creatures to come and go. Okay. Well, darn. I should have come here before feeding that guy into the oxygen tank. Oh well. It's fine. Mucus bubble. Oh, hey. Oh, it's one of these. Haven't seen one of these in a while. Okay, another oxygen source. I can hang out here a while longer, I guess. Now, the fuel is still a concern, but yeah. Fractured cave. Deep cracks lead into the dark, and a handful of tracks suggest creatures come and go here. Is this the source of the initial breach? I don't know about that. I sort of wondered if it was like it was breached on purpose, but anyway. A dark and rough slit behind the lab's paneling leads into the bedrock of the planet. We're going to take a look. We must go deeper. Broken wall. Here the wall seems to have breached through to the cave system opened up during the breach. And, okay. I have a feeling this is going to loop back and connect with the where I was before, so I'm going to visit this first just so I can consider that mapped. Sand drifts. The side of the lab is layered with sweeping sand, covering the layers of ornate machinery. Every single one of these beacons has a different description. That's been a continual source of yeah, interesting. Anyway, got another dive suit recorder here. User E Santiago. We have to power down. If the shielding is breached, it could blow out the whole facility. Start shut down now. End. Lab entry west. Even in its sorry state, the paneling and double ceiling lock suggests a Bakel lab. Machines glint against the wall. So does this come back into the room where I just was? Oh, another terminal. User K Rome, decrypting ER. We owe the artificers nothing. We can't even prove their sentience. They're material, one Bagel has every right to exploit. We owe the artificers nothing. Like they make references to these artificers. Again, I wonder if it's you know, some intelligent life that they found here, or you know, but the fact that it says we can't even prove their sentience. Some form of life which maybe is intelligent, but they're not sure. But Bagel's like, well, screw it, we're going to use them for something. A material that we have ready to exploit. Anyway. Sand drift. The grubby white paneling gives way to golden sand and rock bursting out from within the rooms themselves. Again, it still raises questions of like, what was Mine doing here? Did she find out about this facility? Did she know what they were doing? I don't know. I got the feeling I've got the feeling this happened a while ago, whereas Mine was here for months, so she presumably came here in the aftermath and like wasn't the person who directly sabotaged it or anything like that. Like she was investigating it. I don't know. Biohazard boxes, more biohazard boxes. Transporter spilt its load of biohazard containers. It's in a faded but unmistakable neon yellow. What was happening here? Okay, so this meets up with where I was before. Looks like. Okay, so we head up here. Scan again. And head in here. Broken glass. The struts supporting the window have corroded away, their uncoated metal now furred with rust. Okay, so yeah, so this leads back in. Hold on. Turn off scan. Wait, that goes down. Oh, right. Yeah, because we did come upstairs to come here. So this is back to where I was before, right? Okay, so yeah, so there's okay, so these molten skin samples, I do want to bring those back to scan and stuff. This is my last source of extra fuel. These three have hold oxygen, so I'm gonna put this into the oxygen tank right now. Yeah, if we reach a point where the power is giving me a low power warning and I have to feed this in, then I'll return home to get more supplies. But other than that, let's press on. Yeah, like I say, I don't know what happens if I run out of power or if I run out of fuel, but I don't really want to find out what happens. I don't know if it means immediate game over or anything. Like this deep, I can't get an uplink to be recalled home. So I already looked at this, didn't I? Which one is this again? Santiago. Yeah. Have to power down, etc. Mineral skeletons, sample candidate. Ornate geometric skeletons like those found in the bloom. Mine called them artificers. What are they doing down here? I thought the term artificers seemed familiar. Oh shoot! And I've been feeding those into my oxygen tank. Artificer skeletons. They were using them, harvesting them. The equipment here, they were building something, slicing and etching the artificer skeletons. ... But what? Can these geodesic spheres really be valuable enough to build a whole archaeology around? And then to bury it? Oh, well, I don't know. Maybe I should be feeling bad about feeding these into my oxygen tank then. Whoops. They're such a good source of oxygen, though. What does this one say? User V. Kobek, dive recorder, VK. Protect the specimens. These skeletons alone are able to correlate millions of qubits. They are irreplaceable. Oh no, and I've just been feeding them into my oxygen tank? Whoops. Have Half the lab is drowned in sand and etcher ripped apart by the collapse. This place is almost totally buried, wiped from existence. Aw, man. I might just head back sooner rather than later then. I think I don't want to feed these into my oxygen tank. Screw it, I'm heading back. Sampling available? Oh. Another one here? Oh. They regenerate? They respawn? There's another one? Okay. Yeah, let's get out of here. Let's refuel, reoxygenate. Drop off these samples back at home base. Yeah, there are other branches to explore there. I'll get to that. Which direction did I come here from again? I'm drawing a blank. I think I want to go this way. Isn't this where the coral samples were? Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I want to go this way. Let's just get out of here quick. Shoot. Which way was it? Is it this way? I think. Right, because it diverged and that led to a dead end. I remember. Yeah, we passed through the break room on the way here. Yeah, power level is uncomfortably low. Can I get out of here without feeding this guy into my fuel tank? It'd be nice if I can save this thing for later. I have a feeling I'm gonna run out of power before I reach the entry point and can get recalled out of here. I'm watching that power level. I mean, I could just find out what happens when it hits 0. They haven't saved in a while. This is the way out, right? Yeah, I'd forgotten how far I had to travel. Yeah, it's just as well that I decided to come out now. Shoot, which way was it? Was it this way? Okay, fine. We'll feed this into the fuel tank. Wait, did I? No. This is biohazard boxes. Am I going the right way? I hope I don't have to feed my other samples in. I may have gotten myself all turned around here. Oh, did I just double back on myself? Are there 2 ways into this? Shoot. Well, this is very unfortunate. Hey, we might be able to find out what happens when I die in the game. These things provide a little bit of fuel, right? But I wanted to save those. Shoot. I'm lost. That's oxygen tank warning. Sorry, artificers, I might have to feed you into the oxygen tank after all. Because this leads up that away. I thought this is the way I wanted to go. How did I... Like, yeah, because I went through the break room. How the heck did I get so turned around? Like, what the heck happened there? I was only sticking to places I'd been before. What the heck happened? And I just saw the open lock. Yeah, this is the lock. This leads out. Where's the platform? So there were... I must have just breezed right past this without realizing there were multiple ways up there. Entry hall. Reach corridor. That's the way up. Okay, and we're back into the oxygenated part again. Here's the way out. I didn't have to feed any more artificers into the is this thing back? Here we go, we got the uplink again. Yeah, I didn't have to feed any more artificers into my oxygen tank, and I didn't completely run out of power. I didn't have to feed the unscanned samples in there. It worked out okay. I managed to not die. I'm just gonna pull all of these out. And head over to the lab, sample analysis. Yeah, I tried fitting these into the scanner before and said no taxonomy entry, lab analysis error, no relevant taxonomy entries found. And it left me feeling, well, I guess they exist only to provide oxygen. So, oh well. I should be able to feed these guys. I should be able to scan these now, right? Here we go. It's for the slow mason taxonomy entry updated, and then this, I'm guessing, is also for the slow mason. Yep. Yerp. Let's read up on the slow mason. Animalia, Myomidia, soft bodies. Lapidarius lentis, slow mason. Here we go. Observations. Slow masons are colorless polyps covered in waving cilia, which etch elaborate spirals into the cilia they feed upon. These pale, formless creatures are solitary, but not exclusively so. Some accumulate together in groups, hugging against each other's mass. There appears to be no obvious chemical exchange or communication within these groups, but perhaps the patterns they form as they eat serve some social purpose? Their exteriors show frequent evidence of consumption by other species with no obvious method of defense. Upon being threatened by pressure, the polyps recoil but do not appear to possess the ability to flee rapidly nor fight back. Perhaps sampling their secretions might help us understand the underlying patterns? Behavior. Analysis of the patterns secreted by the slow mason suggests something close to rudimentary communication. There are repeated motifs created by multiple members of the species, unlikely to have emerged simply from their natural movement and feeding patterns. Due to their slow pace, it would take an extensive amount of time to determine and prove a correlation between rhythmic alterations in the pattern and events faced by the polyps. Whether they represent warnings, a form of social engagement, or markers of potential nutrient resources remains unclear. But how are these patterns perceived by other masons? Without any obvious eyes, they cannot see them. Perhaps, like Braille, these secretions are read by touch alone. Yeah, so I'm just thinking back to my explorations there. Excuse me. Yeah, because I did that last section that I was in. I had I was mostly going down, but the last section I was in, I had to go up to reach, and then I saw another way down. I said, I'll come back to that, and I think that other way down. Yeah, because they connected up with each other. Okay, that was part of my confusion. But that also means that I've explored that much more. So yeah, it's fine. Yeah. Okay. Like Braille, these creatures are read by touch alone. Oh, and we just that's the case. Then we disturbed their messaging system. Although it seems like it's more likely that they're just looking for food and making random patterns. But whatever. Theories. Analysis of the strange molted skin I found in the archaeology caves shows it is clearly formed from the flesh of slow masons. Within the tissue, the bodies of multiple polyps have knitted together over the span of decades, forming one larger communal layer. It may have provided protection, or perhaps it was the birthing sac for some larger unknown form. Shed skin can represent evidence of renewal or transformation. Perhaps the polyps are not mature, but are a larval stage of the species, with each member uniting to form a larger being. As of yet, I have found no trace of this matured form of mason, but the cave networks of the ocean floor could hide many creatures that could easily evade discovery. And we got a sketch. Digestive cilia, polyp seams, corrosive secretion, mason pattern language. Pattern language. She keeps doing this throughout this game. Her analyses keep making assumptions that, oh, they're communicating with each other. They're communicating with each other. I mean, not necessarily. Like, just because they're digging complex patterns in the the surrounding metal and rock, maybe that's just it could just be random patterns they're digging as they dig for food. It doesn't necessarily mean they're communicating with each other. You keep anthropomorphizing the life forms. I mean, unless you can prove that there's an actual pattern in it, you don't jump to the conclusions that it's communication. Like, come on. You're using the word language in your, I don't know. Dr. Ellery Vass just has a bit of a flair for the dramatic when it comes to examining alien life forms, I guess. Anyway. I suppose there's like new log entry or anything. Apparently none of that was noteworthy to Ellery. Anyway, yeah, not crazy about using the so-called artificers for their oxygen sources now. Brain shell, sure. I want to have some fuel sources while we're down there. Home spine, 30%. But yeah, let's bring some of these guys along instead for oxygenation purposes. So that mostly fills my inventory. Is that a good amount of fuel? I kind of feel like I think I want to bring a little more fuel with me here. Something that I have a lot of, like this guy here. That's only 10% though. Deep pollen. It's also an oxygen source. I'm looking for fuel sources right now. Should I bring this guy along? 30%? That'll do. I'm trying to leave like at least 2 of each sample here wherever possible. For no particular reason. I also bring shrill sack for oxygenation purposes. I think 4 of these guys, they should last a while. I think it'll be okay. Alright. Time to dive back down there. I think we've... What's this? Signal. What is this? That's weird. Just felt a twinge in my in my wrist there. I think... I'm having issues with this thing being too tight, and then I got it adjusted, and then it was too loose, and I put elastics around it to keep it together again, and periodically it starts feeling tight again, and I take the elastics off. Might be getting to a point maybe I should take the elastics off again. I'll tolerate it a bit longer. Signal. What is this structure? It has to be what Minnie was looking for. If we can get inside, maybe we can finally understand what happened here. I mean, yeah, I feel all the more vindicated with that question earlier that came up before of what was Minnie looking here to protect the life forms from Bagel, and I'm like, I think there was something more that she found here than the life forms. I mean, from your descriptions of your time together doing marine biology, like, I get the feeling that hey, it might be just like her to like geek out over finding new life forms and wanting to protect them from Bakel or whatever. But I'm getting the definite feeling there's something bigger going on. Anyway, down we go. Back down to 1500 meters depth. Gonna re-investigate the anomaly again. Yeah, inventory is almost full up with sources of fuel and oxygen, so I should be able to stay down there for a while. And this time I have a better understanding of how to navigate and won't get lost, hopefully. Go deeper and deeper and deeper. And as you pass this point, here's where oxygen starts ticking down. And we got a color change. Did I just breeze right past this point where I'm allowed to go up without realizing it? No. Shall we go up now, or? Now, I was in the middle. I should probably stay in the habit of scanning after every move, just in case. Isn't this where I yeah, glistening bubble. This is where I found the mucus thingy, right? Yeah, mucus bubble. Alternate oxygen source, which doesn't involve cannibalizing the artificer's remains, which are apparently more valuable than just their oxygen content, according to the lore that we've just witnessed. Of course, now my inventory is completely full. So this is just another, yeah, sphere fragment, i.e. Artificer thingy. 30%, this is 25%, it's not yet missing 25% of my power. This is Santiago's thingy, right? I think I already checked these. Yeah. I remember. We're just gonna leave the artificer there, and here we are. This is where I left off. Workstation. Sealed cups still sit on the surface. Styluses buried in layers of silver silt. Hardware corroded into lumpen piles. Over here, atomic etcher? This is a computing lab. All these machines are for hardware fabrication. Nothing to say? Okay. Lab locks. Why did these close when the arcology was breached? Were they opened afterwards? The lockdown overridden somehow? Well, there you have it. I mean, that's sort of the message that I'm getting here. The powers that be wanted the place to flood. They were trying to kill everyone. Lab entry. The security locks lie wide open, giving a clear view of the laboratory equipment beyond. Atrium walkway. Unlike the lower level, the walls here have resisted the corrosion. Their matte white covering stained with their matte white covering stained with orange, but unbroken. So I do believe, I'm pretty sure this leads back to where connects up with where I was before. I'm just going to cut down here first to confirm that. Upper arcology. 8 broken windows stare out of the atrium into the upper floors, where white paneled walls resist the rust. So yes, this goes back to the connection point I was already familiar with. There's another branch over here. I think I could go that way. I think I want to. Let's go to do the northern one first this time, because this looks like it's its own thing. Its own branch thing. Although, well, let's take a look over here. Northern lab. The huge entryway suggests this is the complex's main lab. Faded Bakel markings explain procedures for entry and decontamination. Decontamination, you say? Does that have some connection with the biohazard boxes they had? It looks like another door to cut through. I'm gonna take a look. I'm gonna come back to this in a second. Let's take a look over here first. Broken glass. The thick chunks of glass can still be seen in the sand. It must have been terrifying when the aquarium shattered. I have a feeling this path right here leads to a dead end sooner. I want to eliminate the dead ends so there's less to explore. Equipment cases. Rusted shut, these hulking metal containers must have carried engineering suits or fabricators. Bakel was building something. Suits for fabricators. Futuristic 3D printers, I guess. Perhaps. Anyway, destroyed lab. The entire ceiling of this lab has come down, filling the chamber with sand and rock. No one could have escaped. And we're just going to venture right in there, despite the the risk of further cave-in. Okay, there's no path through there, so let's take a look over here. Cave-in. The ceiling has given way above the lab's second entrance, filling it with rock and sand. So this is going to meet up with, yeah, so this just meets up with the other branch here. Yeah, these are the terminals that I checked out before. Hey Bendy, guys, this is the shareholder. Okay. Alright, let's go cut open that door. Security iris. While the main locks are open, the entryway is sealed with a hastily installed security iris. We should be able to cut through. Fire it up. Hacker voice. We're in. Do I go north first or the east first? North looks like it. I'm just. It's darker. I'm squinting at it. Could be just by my monitor position making it difficult to see. I do have my monitor like elevated because in an effort to discourage me from slouching, because I'm tall. I have a habit of, I have an unfortunate tall person habit of slouching, so I try to elevate things to force myself to sit up. But it's at a level where the upper part is like it's a little obscured because of the design of the monitor. It's one of those monitors where you look at the wrong angle, it makes it harder to see. So I have to be like looking at it straight on. So I'm looking at this monitor, which is a little lower, and that it's a lot clearer. Anyway, all that rambling aside, let's head in here. Last door violently shattered by the breach, breaking open what looks like a clean room. A clean room. I think that's like, you know, definite article like quote clean room unquote. Like a room that is intended to be used for stuff where you don't want anything. I mean, they did refer to computational effects of the artificers. Like they were trying to build some kind of supercomputer. So that's, you know, like the like facilities where they build like you know, modern day Earth facilities where they make microchips. They want those places cleaner than an operating room. Like you don't want a single speck of dust because the microchips are so tiny that a speck of dust will destroy them. Anyway, ruined fabricator. This looks like a suit fabricator, but retooled to build large-scale machinery. Its buckled plates, crimson interior fused by rust. Suitcases. Like blocky coffins, these containers are still used by Bagel to ship their suits to active facilities. These are empty. Blocky coffins. Okay, so the cases that had the suits in them. There's another terminal here. Another dive suit recorder. L. Bosman's. LB. The artificers. With them we could rewrite life as we wish. AN. We could rewrite it to endure. We could rewrite it to endure, Lucas, to surpass us. Rewrite life as we wish? Rewrite to endure? Surpass. You trying to build some kind of artificial intelligence? I mean, they're talking about computational power and stuff. Anyway, this is a dead end. And As I ramble on my Tormuse tangent trademark, I should be mindful that my oxygen is taken down the whole time. Programming lab. Rows of chairs and corroded consoles scattered across the tabletops. Precisely machined components thick with silt. Running out of places to explore here. Like, what do we got here? L. Fiorentini. LF. Take the suit, Akari. Stop arguing. Without you, this project is dead anyway. Oki needs to survive. Oki needs to survive. Oki. That, the name Oki was used at the beginning, the very, very beginning of this game. There was a strange, mysterious message which looked like it was designed to look mysterious. And yeah, there was some dialogue between someone. Was it A-N? What was I'd have to review the recording. I don't recall. There was a recording from initials. It was just listed by initials, like some of these recordings here. Oki needs to survive. Okay. Anyway, what's this one say? Oxygen's getting low. User A Nomura. A Nomura? Nomura? That's so a relative of Mine, perhaps, because Mine Nomura? A-N. Right. It was A-N. I'm not misremembering. I haven't lost my mind. A-N. My little Mine. I'm sorry to leave you all alone. A-N. Sing a little for your mother. It's so quiet here. Sorry to leave you all alone. Huh. Okay. Yeah, let's get some oxygen up in this thing. So these are better, more for fuel. Yeah, let's toss this guy in. So, okay, so some relative of Mine's died down here, I guess? Bagel work suit. A lightweight lab suit sits propped in a chair. Sediment drifts from gashes in the soft material. Hollow sockets in the helmet faceplate. The suit is tagged Akari Nomura. I don't understand. How? It's impossible. It's her. It's Mine's mother? This is why Mine came here? She was looking for her mother? She has been here a long time, decades. Has Mine been looking for her all this time? God, Mine, why didn't you say something? Anything? I can't... Give me a minute. Well, I guess this was the object of our search here. There's more here. Akari Nomura's lab? The lab is ripped apart, plates buckled outwards, massive coolant pipes breached, twisted metal now browned with age. Bakel casing, a long yellow cylinder marked with turquoise glyphs. Hey, turquoise. Identical to the casing mounted on the back of the suit. Our suit. What do you mean, our suit? Long yellow cylinder marked with turquoise glyphs, identical to the casing mounted on the back of this suit. Our suit. Okay, the suit that that Ellery is in is the one that she got from Mine in the first place. So, all right. This is the same cylindrical casing as the one on mounted on the suit. Oh, darn typos, ruining the emotional moment. The same casing that houses you. Akari was building this. Building it from artificers, building it with the machines in the sarcology. Oh hey, I'm alien technology? She was building you. This is you, one of you at least, a draft, an earlier version, a prototype. Akari is your mother, your creator. Did you know this? Did you know about any of this? I'm gonna say no. Then you forgot? You malfunctioned? God, I can't think. We need to go. I don't want to be here anymore, please. Well, sorry, Ellery, but I want to explore. There's still another beacon over here. Shattered tubing. The glass tubes that once fed coolant into the lab's core are shattered. Glass shards now smoothed by soft currents. Sorry, Ellery. I just need to. This is the last place we need to look here. Coolant pipe. The inside of the pipe bulges with corroded growth. It stretches up towards the surface, and a faint circle of light glows above. This goes up and down from here? Oh, hey. Oxygen returned. We can go up or down? Ad break starts in 3 minutes 51 seconds. Start it. I'm gonna try going down? What is this? Life form? It's another slow mason. There's nothing here but the slow mason. Coolant pipe. The lower part of the pipe is clogged with rust and etched with esoteric spirals. Faint circle of light above glimmers. Okay, well, let's go up again then. And then up again. Nothing here, just up further. Oh shoot, wait. I forgot to look at the beacon. Coolant pipe inside the pipe bulge. Okay, so it's the same message. We can go up further. Oh, this is that other island, isn't it? The one that was visible at the north end of the map, I guess. Do we have uplink available? I could just return home, but I kind of want to press on. Rock outcrop. The surface. I mean, if we return home, then we have to go all the way through all of that to get here again. So I'm gonna press on. The surface of the basalt towers dances faintly with the blue light that falls from the surface above. They look calm, ancient. He's moving await coordinate fix. This is still considered a mapped region. Open water. The slopes descend into the dark ahead. There's silver silt, a single plane leading towards an inevitable end. We are out. I don't know what to say. We're still in range of the ROV and the slopes. Call for pickup. Let's go home. Oh, we're railroaded again. Okay, fine. I guess we can head back. Ad break in 1 minute and 20 seconds. I could just snooze it and then... I was thinking of wrapping up the stream anyway. Like, I have to be ready for... I have my medical appointment tomorrow. I'm gonna snooze the ad break. Snoozed. You're back. I'm down in medical. I disabled the quarantine. It's beautiful in here. Oki? Is that your name? I mean, apparently. I guess I'll say yes. I like it, despite the history. Listen, I don't know what you are thinking right now, but I want to say I trust you. I don't know what you knew about the archaeology, about Bagel's history on this planet, even your own history. But I do know that you helped me, you protected me, you guided me. I owe you for that, no matter where you came from. You didn't choose to be created like any of us, but this place is your home. You were made from pieces of this ocean, from pieces of its past at least. I'm learning not to be afraid of the past. I'm not afraid of her, either. Of Mine, if that is her name now. I think she must have found something among those skeletons in the bloom, something truly alien. It changed her. It continues to change her. But perhaps that is what I need. What is needed? Change. I found something I think you need to hear. I've been going through the archaeology data, and it wasn't the only facility on this planet. I mean, you kept railroading me away from the other facility, but anyway, there were 2 other sites, 2 other Bakel facilities. We need to find them. Bakel is up to something on this planet, something bigger than just AI research. I don't want to look away. I want to see what Bakel did here with my own eyes. I've marked the site's coordinates on the dive map. We should be able to cut our way in. It's not just about Mine anymore. It's about Bakel. It's about what happened here. It's about your history and the weight it carries. I'm ready when you are. Yeah, let me guess. It's going to be, yep, it's that place way off east where there was a cuttable thing here, and the other one's going to be in the facility here, and it's going to lead to the... I have a feeling this is going to connect with the other sample, which I couldn't find before. I could be wrong about that, but that seems to be where this is going. Yeah, and there's a log entry, it looks like, but I'm going to come back to that another time, because I'm going to save and quit to menu, and I'm going to see about who to rate, because I'm going to wrap up the stream. Because, yeah, I need to, I do need to, I don't want to stay up too late. I have the appointment to go to in the morning, see about the cast. Hopefully, the next time I'm on, I won't have a cast. Maybe I'll be able to switch to a splint, and we'll be able to continue to continue to what am I doing? What am I saying? Yeah, I'll be able to continue my healing without this gosh darn cast on. Anyway, yeah, cool. I can rate Sylph. Red Hoodie is playing Hollow Knight right now. I was watching him play Hollow Knight the other day, and oh wow, he's in the Coliseum of Fools. Okay, there's an epic battle taking place. It seems like a good time to raid in. Let's do that. I only know Red Hoodie from I believe I found a stream from I think Coder raided into him once or twice, and then I just followed him from there. But yeah, let's just give him a raid. Yeah, so some interesting discoveries in today's session. I'm gonna finish. Even when I have 2 hands available, I do still want to finish this before I go back to like 2-hand requiring games like Silk. I also definitely want to come back to Silksong. I want to finish that. Hopefully my hand will be good enough to do that. I don't know. When I had the cast off for X-raying at the 3-week mark, it looked kind of like shriveled and atrophied. Like it was, but that might just be because the cast was like compressing it for 3 weeks. So I don't know. I don't know what it's going to look like when it comes out of this. Like I might not be in any shape to engage in gaming. I don't know. I will finish up with this before returning to other games in any case. But that's all for now. Until next time.